did we get in this condition?
Come on.
Did you know that there's food that they prepare for you and me in the hood, that they kill us by zip code? When they know your zip code, they send the worst food in for us to consume. Talk to me.
Yes, sir.
Flint, Michigan is not an accident.
Yes, sir.
They're killing us through the water. You're a young man and can't and have erectile dysfunction. I'm not meaning to be vulgar, but our old folks died with the ability to make a baby.
Yes, sir.
You need pills. You're already on death row and don't even know it. So now you're a perfect host for the COVID virus. And that's why it's killing us. But it's not that we don't have the means to do that. We don't really need a vaccine. We need more vitamin D. Hey, brothers and sisters, I have my African sister talking earlier. We're talking about our people in the Caribbean, in the little island that my mother is from. I think they had 15 deaths from the COVID virus. Do you know why the virus is not hitting the Caribbean like it's hitting America and Europe? Because we live in the sun.
Yes.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told me that in the sun there are billions of vitamins that you can't get in anything that is created except through the sun. So when you live on the inside and don't go out in the sun, have no love for the sun to lay in it and bathe in it. My teacher taught me, take a bath at least once a year in the sun. Go someplace where you can take your clothes off and turn again. And when you've turned enough, your body has accepted billions of vitamins into it. And when the day of disease comes, the vitamins rise up to defend us against disease. That's why in the Caribbean, they're not worried about a pandemic down there. So is it time for me to go, right? Huh? Oh, well, I don't want to belabor this point. But now we are so frightened over this COVID. Now they're getting us ready for the vaccine. Brothers and sisters, do you believe that Satan is concerned about vaccinating you about this thing here? Come on, brothers and sisters. You trust him. After all that he's done to destroy us, you trust him. And your trust is sickening because you love your enemy and you hate yourself and your friend. How could you allow him to stick a needle into you saying he's helping you?
Teach, dear master. Teach.
Well, we have black people that are in the trials. They're in this part and that part, and they're telling us it's okay. There are things that he brings you right into and blinds you at the same time, because he lets you see what he wants you to see.
Yes, sir.
And he lets you know what he wants you to know. And he keeps you blind to the thing that he doesn't want you to know, because he does not want you to warn your people against his plots.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on.
Do you know they took me down from YouTube? I know y'all were talking about YouTube today. It's a great thing. You use it as best you can. But my July 4th message called The Criterion, anybody that got that message, he's pulling them down.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's wrong with the minister? You talking all your stuff. Why can't the minister tell us the view of Elijah Muhammad on these vaccines?
Teach them, minister. Right.
I'm off. Boyce Watkins is off. Ben X is off. Abdul Qiyam is off. What have I done?
Teach.
But tell you the truth. None of you can say to me that I'm a liar.
No, sir.
You know darn well you ain't never caught me in a lie.
Right. Go ahead.
But that daggone devil that you listening to, he's a liar from the beginning to the end. So the Bible say, if Satan cast out Satan, how can his kingdom
Go
stand?
ahead, minister.
So now you got 74 million people voted for Mr. Trump.
Yes, sir. That's right.
And 83 million for Mr. Biden. They're all divided.
Yes.
Satan is casting out Satan.
Yes.
Where do you stand in this? You better hurry and get yourself together, because all those things that you talked about today, gardens in the community, putting gardens on the roof, learning how to feed yourself, because if you grow the food, you know what's in it.
That's right.
Did you know that corporate America has bought up tens of thousands of acres of land? And do you know that they've made so many atomic weapons
Teach them.
that the residue of the atomic weapons they have put into steel drums
Sir.
and buried it in the oceans? 30 years ago in the Sudan, the president was called Numeri, and he got a deal with America to take some of the drums and bury it in the sand, and they would get money. Did you hear me?
Teach. Go ahead, minister.
Now the drums are being compromised by the power of water. So this stuff is escaping into the water, poisoning the food that we get from the water. And he's got now residue, they call it toxic waste. Did you know that they've put toxic waste that is from the nuclear waste over large tracts of land? Do you know that they growing food under soil that is toxic, poison with nuclear stuff?
Teach them, minister.
Did you know that the food that you're eating is killing you?
Go ahead.
Did you know that the water that you're drinking is killing you?
Teach them, minister.
You like to eat fast food? Fast food is death food.
Come on, minister.
You don't know. I mean, you trust so much your enemy, and you're so fearful of a man that will tell you the truth. You will listen to me, and then you go back to being the same person.
Yes, sir.
Ain't nothing that you've talked about that I haven't taught on.
That's right.
The depth of it.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You don't know me.
Teach. Come on.
You might listen to one thing here, one thing there. Farrakhan, my man. Farrakhan, oh yeah, Farrakhan, my man. Yeah, I'm your man.
Teach them, minister.
I've been your man for a long, long time.
Yes, sir.
But what do you do with your man? You listen and you go on about your business. You listen, you have meetings. Do you think when they had these meetings with all the leaders, do you think they invite the nation?
Come on.
Well, no, don't let Farrakhan come up in here. Because if Farrakhan come up in here, white folk gonna give us a problem. Well, they're giving you a problem now, and it's gonna get worse. You can't throw me away.
No, sir.
Even if you want to.
Come on.
God ain't gonna let it happen.
Yes, sir.
So I think I should get ready to go. I got 10 more minutes.
Teach them, minister.
Look, beloved family, all the wonderful things you talked about today, we got to put it into practice, but we got to live. Those of you who are health professionals, they want you to take it first.
Teach.
And then they'll say to you, if it ain't moving good enough, you notice they're offering you money now?
Come on, dear minister. Go ahead.
When had this devil ever offered you $1,000 or $1,500 to take a shot?
Teach, dear minister. Teach. Teach.
They give you free shots
Right.
of toxic waste.
Yes, sir.
Free.
My God.
The same lead that's in the water in Flint is in the water in Detroit, is in the water in Cleveland. You watch, it's in the water in Chicago. You ain't free.
Teach them, minister.
You on a death watch. If you don't understand it, you're not going to be here to do all the wonderful things you talked about. I want you to live. I want you to live. God wants you to live.
Teach.
But if you refuse knowledge, if you love the enemy so much and are afraid of him, because he'll tell you, well, all right, if you don't take this vaccine, you can't work here.
Right.
Well, hell, that's all you had when they brought us here to work. But you got nothing for it. So now you got a little job. But you're going to have to learn to walk away from something that's killing you and do something for yourself. The unity that's here. We can do things to feed and clothe and shelter ourselves. Don't let them make you afraid. Well, if you don't show that you're vaccinated, you can't come to school. What a blessing.
Great. Go ahead.
What a blessing.
Yes.
Tell the cracker, I ain't coming to your school.
Teach.
When you tell me I can't go to your school, I open up a school of my own. You got the knowledge. You have the wisdom. You can teach your people. Like the sister said earlier, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you can have a university under a tree if you're teaching the knowledge of the universe.
Right.
Just trying to get my mind right. Lay low and stay out of the limelight. Well, I'm making the paper hater. See you later. If you ain't got it, what's your grind like?
ABS Tribe. Click on the link.